Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sejanus, his fall, and we get to hear from Silius again today in Act 2, Scene 4. So Silius started out this scene talking to Agrippina and trying to impress upon her sort of what a tenuous situation she's in. All of these people who are not part of the Agrippina crew keep coming to her house and they are watching her and they are noting who she meets with and what they talk about and all these sorts of things. And he's like, yes, my wife is going to stay with you for a little while, but that might be a bad thing because my wife has a tendency to talk too much and that could come back and bite us in the end. My wife might end up saying the wrong thing. And Agrippina responded by saying, I'm not that worried about it. And I'm the kind of person that's going to speak my mind kind of regardless. And Silius responds to her by saying, "'Tis great and bravely spoken, like the spirit of Agrippina. Yet, your highness knows there is nor loss nor shame in providence. Few can, what all should do, beware enough. You may perceive with what officious face Satrius and Nata, Afer, and the rest visit your house of late to inquire the secrets, and with what bold and privileged art they rail against Augusta, yea, and at Tiberius. Tell the tricks of Livia and Sejanus, all to excite and call your indignation on, that they might hear it at more liberty." So this is him continuing to press her, saying like, yes, I love it that you speak your mind because that's who you are and that's what you do. But you still need to be more aware of what's going on. These people who keep coming into your house, like Satrius and Nata, they're coming in and they're blatantly asking questions because they want you to talk. And they are railing against Augusta and even Tiberius, hoping to bait you, hoping that you will open up and start saying things that you really shouldn't be saying. He's like, you need to be more cautious. You need to be more wary of this. And Agrippina is like, oh, you worry too much. And he's like, yeah, I wish that was the case. But before they can continue that, Drusus Jr. comes in. Now, Drusus Sr. is the one that we have seen previously. Drusus Sr. was married to Livia, but then she left him for Sejanus. And Drusus Sr., remember, when they saw him walking through, they're like, actually, he could make a good emperor one of these days. So he has the sort of endorsement of the peanut gallery. Anyway, Drusus Jr. is one of Germanicus' kids and one of Agrippina's sons. And he comes in and he's like, oh my God, have you heard? Have you heard the rumors? And they're like, what? And he's like, Drusus is dying. Drusus Sr. is dying. And they're all like, what? Like they're confused, they're shocked. And Drusus Jr. says that at some point Drusus had met with Eudemus, which leads Silius to think that it must have been poison that did it, because Eudemus is a physician. He's the sort that could make a poison. And he puts together that this is probably payback for when Drusus slapped Sejanus in public. And then he's like, oh my goodness. And also Livia left Drusus to be with Sejanus. So Silius is like, he's putting all of these pieces together and he convinces all the rest of them around him that this was most likely a murder plot by Sejanus to poison and kill Drusus, which we, the audience, already know that's exactly what it was. So Silius is like, I got to find out what's going on at the Senate. I need to go and talk to them. So he's going to go and figure out what all of them know, because he's pretty sure now that Sejanus is plotting to kill all of them, which is kind of interesting because remember, in Sejanus, in his plot, he wanted to get rid of Silius first because he felt like that would send the shockwave through the Agrippina group. But this killing of Drusus has effectively done that. It sent the shockwave through the group and, sparked them all to action. So Silius is now caught on to what Sejanus is going to do. He needs to go talk to the Senate. He needs to figure some stuff out. And that's basically the end of the scene is, oh my goodness, we are all now targets. I got to go and figure out what to do next in this whole scenario. So, whoof, Act 2, Scene 4, we've already had like one major murder happen, and we know that there's going to be more coming. And now it's, Sejanus thinks he has the advantage, but with the killing of Drusus, do the Agrippina group actually now have the advantage because they're on to Sejanus and what it is that he wants to do? Come on back tomorrow for more and we'll figure it out. I'll see you then.